Poverty. What comes to mind? Not enough food? Money? Shelter? Clothing? While a lack of these basic needs significantly contributes to the issue, poverty goes beyond immediate necessities. It can mean a lack of safe water, health, education. It can mean an absence of fundamental human rights and freedoms, such as safety and security. Poverty can also mean a lack of opportunities, choices, and hope. The problem is not a lack of resources. It is rather an uneven distribution of wealth across the globe, a divide between rich and poor. And for the extreme poor, they find themselves caught in a continuous cycle, unable to escape. Conflict and wars, corrupt governments, social injustice, inadequate jobs and wages, lack of education and healthcare, and overpopulation are just some of the many factors that imprison millions, such as Akusi. In a small town in Kenya, a baby girl, Akusi, was born to a malnourished single mother struggling to care for her 4 other children. Determined to keep them alive, Akusi's mother traveled long distances in search of food, eventually finding help from the organization World Vision. Their nutritionalists confirmed that 9-month-old Akusi was severely malnourished and had arrived at the clinic just in time. If she hadn't, she would have died from dehydration or diarrhea. Sadly, Akusi's situation is not unique. Over 700 million people around the world live in extreme poverty and struggle to survive every day. Many obstacles, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, have slowed or even reversed progress. According to the World Bank, an additional 97 million people were pushed into extreme poverty in 2020, and this number only continues to grow.
Not all regions and people that are affected equally. 86% of South Sudan's population is in extreme poverty, while just north of it in Sudan, only 13% live in extreme poverty. Now you may think poverty is an urban problem, but in actuality it is mostly rural. Let's use Afghanistan as an example. There's 16.5 million people in extreme poverty there. Only 238,000 of them live in urban areas. Women are also among the most affected, as are children. In South Africa, there are about 1,250,000 more women in poverty than there are men. And in India, the number is over 8 million. This is not the case for every nation. For example, Honduras has 30,000 more men in poverty than women. However, these are more anomalies, and it still never reaches the levels of disparity in countries like India and South Africa. You now know the causes, the effects, and the affected. So you may be wondering, what are people doing to eliminate poverty?
Well, that depends on who you zoom in on. For example, many higher income countries like Canada and the United States have chipped in to help reduce global poverty by sending funds and supplies such as food. However, these resources aren't getting to the people who need them the most. The current efforts being made are not enough. Across the globe, children like Akusi are not getting the things they need to survive, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the government is going to make an attempt to change that anytime soon. Though high-income countries aren't doing much to help, other independent organizations such as Oxfam International and the Red Cross are. These organizations do more than just send money. They send real support. They help with everything from food to education, healthcare, and so much more. And by doing this, they make impactful changes in the lives of people living in extreme poverty for the better. But what can you do to help? Well, unfortunately, there isn't exactly a multitude of options to choose from, but the things you can do have the potential to really make a difference. In particular, you can donate money to the Red Cross, and they will use your money to directly aid people in extreme poverty. But if you don't have money to spend, you can also spread the word. Tell your friends about global poverty. Tell them about Akusi. And maybe, just maybe, we can change the ending of her story. Together, we can help Akusi and millions of others in poverty to experience positive change and a brighter future.
start of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference,